A Battle Built here with another video, getting some more Ultra League Go Battle League battles. In today's video, we have a special feature, some early footage of Yveltal receiving its signature move. Shout out to GoFest happening in London and in Osaka. Thanks to these GoFests, both Xerneas and Yveltal were released with their signature moves. Xerneas being the fast fairy move of Geomancy, and Yveltal with the flying charge move of Oblivion Wing. Oblivion Wing is an 85 damage, 50 energy charge move of the flying type, obviously, as I just said. And in today's video, we're going to get to see the cool animations like that. It featured on this double dark team with Deoxys in the lead. I also like this team a lot. Deoxys covers the ice weakness that the back line has and does decently against the Charmers, which is what Deoxys with Yveltal and Guzzlord are both weak to based on their dark typing. But the main focus is going to see how often and how well we're able to perform with Yveltal with Oblivion Wing in these Ultra League Go Battle League battles. And honestly, I feel like Yveltal getting Oblivion Wing kind of makes it legit even in some Ultra League Go Battle League battles, and I'm fully expecting it to be a solid side grade move for Yveltal in some Master League battles, because you're with certain team comps, you're definitely going to want to still have Focus Blast to cover, you know, the Dialgas and the other steel types that Yveltal won't perform that great against. But if you have a team comp that's already covering those steel types well, Yveltal will be fantastic with Oblivion Wing. And as you'll notice, I'm also running the fast move of Gust. I also think that's subject to the team comp you're running it on, and I actually really like Yveltal specifically with Gust for this team comp in Ultra League, because according to one of my chatters in my live stream, they ran some sims for me, and Gust Yveltal actually performs better in the 1s and 2s for my specific IV'd Yveltal along with Oblivion Wing. Plus, it really kind of accentuates the fact that, you know, Yveltal's also a flying type, not just a dark type, so it gives it a lot of that coverage, which is fantastic to see too. So enough explaining, enough going into details about how excited I am about Oblivion Wing Yveltal. Let's jump into these battles at Shoutcast. Let's see how well Yveltal was able to perform, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we get into the video. So right now we've got the situation of our Guzzlord against a Shadow Charizard. We're going to throw a Dragon Claw here that's going to take out the remaining health. I don't remember the exact situation. Oh, there's a Swampert in the back. It's able to mud shot us all the way down, but we come in Deoxys. We should be able to counter down. Plus, we have a shield. They're going to throw an Earthquake, which would have taken our Deoxys' remaining health out. They're not going to get off another charge move, and let's get into the next battle. So we got a very bad lead here. Deoxys up against Galvantula. Galvantula kind of counters this entire team with either its electric damage or its bug damage. We're going to sit in here. We're going to eat a lunge because our defense Deoxys is quite thick at level 50. I actually messed up this defense Deoxys. Funny story, it was supposed to be a level 50.5. This would have been like a rank 2 at that level. My dumb self, out of habit, maxed it to level 50, so when I best buddy it was a 51, and I can't put it at level 50.5, and I can't, you know, get the full usefulness out of the bulk that it's supposed to have. But oh well, lessons learned. I'm not making another defense Deoxys regardless. Anyhow, Gust actually comes in insanely clutch in this scenario. Neither of my mons would be all that great at farm. Actually, I guess Dragon Tail Guzzlord could have farmed this down pretty well, but Gust also farms down the Galvantula there pretty well. We are debuffed. We're going to throw a single Oblivion Wing here, and then we're going to swap, but we actually want to build up to another one before we swap, and unfortunately they get to another charge move on their Mandibuzz, but it's only Aerial Ace. We take neutral damage. Aerial Ace is a terrible move. We're able to swap into our Guzzlord. The opponent's throwing another Aerial Ace here, which is screaming to me that their back line must be extremely weak to dark types, because of the fact that they didn't even try to swap out and potentially play it out. Probably had a Trevenant or something along those lines and had zero shot in making a comeback. Getting to the next match, we got our defense Deoxys up against the Tapu Fini. We're going to be throwing some Thunderbolts because they're going to do super effective damage to the Tapu Fini. The first one lands, which is huge. So at this point, we want to go for minimal energy use. So we're going to build up to 2 Psycho Blast. That's a new move. Psycho Boosts, and then we're going to potentially throw them back to back. We shielded the Moon Blast there, which was great. So we know this move coming through has to be a Surf. We survived that easily because defense Deoxys is tankiness. We built up to as much energy as we possibly can. We throw our first Psycho Boost. They decide not to shield. We are going to pivot because we don't want to use this energy here. They come in with Yveltal, and we like that pivot because we're able to bring in our Guzzlord, which they came with a Giratina, not Yveltal. I have Yveltal. Silly me. They came with Giratina. We pivoted. We scare the Giratina away, which is great. They bring in a Charizard for our Guzzlord. Guzzlord doesn't play too terribly here, but the super effective Dragon Claws are definitely going to add up. But we still have Yveltal chilling in the back to deal with the Giratina. So that's great. This is a great situation and circumstance for us to be in. I'm forced to use my last shield, but I also get the opponent's last shield. The Dragon Tails are almost adding up. They're going to get to another charge move here, and this will take out my Guzzlord's remaining health. But I will come into my Deoxys with the energy I have loaded, throw the move right away, and the opponent recognized that, so shout out to them. They also pivoted to catch that Psycho Boost on their Giratina altered, and unfortunately we're in a circumstance where I can't use Oblivion Wing. I'm better off throwing Dark Pulse. It would just be inefficient and be silly, which is something I constantly do for content, but here I really want us to win and also show you how good Yveltal can be in some open Ultra League battles. So we throw the Dark Pulse. This will take out the Giratina's remaining health. The Charizard comes in, one gust, bang, gone. Charizard disappears. GG's. Next match. Defense Deoxys lead. We like to either throw Psycho Boost right away if they decide to throw Hydro Cannon right away, and then we want to go to Yveltal. If they don't throw right away, then we want to build up to 2 and kind of play it out that way. But based on the current circumstances, we're going to throw a Psycho Boost here, see if we get a shield. No, we do big damage, and we're going to come with our Gust Yveltal, and you're going to see these Gusts are starting to chunk. They throw on bad timing, which is amazing for us because we get a free Gust through there, and it'd be amazing to potentially be able to farm them down, but they come in with their Cobalion. Well, this is great specifically because of the Oblivion Wing that we're going to get to throw for some solid neutral damage here. Bang, does more than 50% of the Cobalion's health, and then they get to another charge move. Now, I make a mistake here, I think, for the purposes of content. I shield up the Stone Edge, and I attempt a Gust farm down, and they unfortunately get to another Stone Edge. I could have thrown another Oblivion Wing. It just would have been so satisfying if I was able to farm down with all that energy and throw back-to-back Oblivion Wings at either, like, the Pidgeot in the back. I spoiled that. The Pidgeot in the back specifically, because the Swampert's almost dead. I probably would have gusted that down too if they decide to come in with them. So unfortunately not, but we still have a chance in this match. We got the opponent's first shield. We bring in our Guzzlord to deal with the Pidgeot. We're hoping that if they decide to go on the Swampert, it's not able to get off a move, and it's not. We get some free farm. They Brave Birded and cleared their debuff, which was a smart play on their end. We're going to throw a Dragon Claw. Will it get one of their shields? It does not. We're Dragon Tailing away. We throw in bad timing because we're afraid that they're going to get to another move because I have not been counting and potentially make us lose our energy. And now they're attempting a wing attack farm down, but they give up at the last second. They end up feather dancing here, and they undercharge the hell out of that because it didn't kill. I just barely fell short of my move. Unfortunately, in a terrible circumstance, they're going to land the Brave Bird. Wait, we survived! And the counter goes through, and the Pidgeot takes it out. We get the win there by the slimmest of margins. Probably could have made that win a lot better if I just, like, threw my Yveltal's energy. But our next match, oh, this was one of the most satisfying matches to be in. A little less satisfying only because of the fact that they get to another Sacred Sword. We would have survived, but I didn't realize that in the moment because I, didn't make a clear mental note of how much damage that first Sacred Sword did. But we were able to gust it all the way down, which was beautiful. Fully expecting the Cobalion, I like that name for it. Anyhow, to come back in, but they come in with their Shadow Ampharos. They end up shielding up a Dark Pulse, which is unfortunate because I want to throw more Oblivion Wings. Either way, though, we're still in a good circumstance match-wise because we have our Guzzlord lined up with an Electric type, and we have our Defense Deoxys lined up with this Steel Fighter. So all we need to do basically is just counter the hell out of this Cobalion. Oh my god, I'm going to mess up the pronunciation now. The Cobalion. I'm just going to go with that. Screw it. And we're going to throw some Thunderbolts. We're going to counter it all the way down at this point. They'll get off another Stone Edge, but we're not worried about that. The double kicks are doing no damage. The Stone Edges are barely doing any charge move damage. They recognize the match is over, and they decide the top left. Going into the next match, we have our Defense Deoxys up against another Shadow Swampert. Everybody and their mother is leading with Swampert, apparently. And they're going to get off a charge move here. We're built up to 2 Psycho Boosts, Psycho Blasts, Psycho Boosts again, like I mentioned earlier. We're going to throw them back to back in hopes that we do get a shield and we can do some chip damage. And that seems to be what the circumstance is going to be. The goal here now is to pivot out into our Guzzlord, but I want them to dump some energy. I don't want them to Earthquake the Guzzlord. Unfortunately, I think they're going to Earthquake my Defense Deoxys, but Defense Deoxys can eat that. So then we both simul swap into Yveltal versus Pidgeot. Now, I want to let this charge move come through. I'm fully expecting it to be a Feather Dance, and it exactly is, because debuffing mons and people that use debuffers are always addicted to getting off the debuff. Oblivion Wing still hits for some heavy neutral damage there, even at its double debuff stage. We're fully expecting another Feather Dance to come through, and we're hoping that we can gust all the way down again, and unfortunately we're not able to. We just fall that short. We let this come through. More wasted energy on the Yveltal. I should have just thrown the moves just to, you know, throw the Oblivion Wings. That's the new move. That's the feature for the goddamn video here, and the battles should just throw it even if they would shield. Regardless, their last mon is a Rayquaza, so they saw my cool legendaries, specifically my Yveltal in Ultra League, and they countered with their own really cool legendary to run in some open Ultra League battles. The Swampert comes back in. They're getting off a charge move. It's going to be an Earthquake. It will take us out, but we're going to be able to counter down the Swampert all the way just in time. They just got to move on the last counter, and we win. Getting to the next match, we have a Defense Deoxys lead up against an Ampharos. We have to swap out eventually because, again, the back line has its weaknesses that need to be lured out. Either an Ice type, even a Steel type, Fairy type. We got to lure those 3 typings out, so we play out some leads a little bit, and then we swap into either Guzzlord or Yveltal. Depends on the lead. Both can be pretty safe swaps, or also lure out what we're hoping to see in the back. And they ended up matching us with an Alolan Muck, which it's running Poison Jab, so it's most likely running Acid Spray, so it's not going to be able to win this matchup against our Guzzlord. They're going to be debuffing the heck out of us, but we're going to Dragon Tail and throw some Dragon Claws, and we're going to end up keeping alignment essentially how we need it, though, because we don't want that Ampharos lining up with our Yveltal, obviously. We're expecting the Ampharos to come back in, or they're going to have to reveal their last mon. They decide to come with the Ampharos or throwing a Dragon Claw, so either get the last shield or their first shields, or take them out. We got the shields. They're going to throw their move. We're going to let Guzzlord go down. It's done plenty. It was also super debuffed. We don't want to let them Volt Switch farm us all the way down. They're getting to another charge move here, but we know how much Brutal Swing does, and we're not respecting it. They decide to swap into a Giratina, so another situation where I'm not going to be able to throw the Oblivion Wing. That was something I was running into a bit because, you know, it is a Dark type, and Open Ultra League is a very ghosty meta. But, again, there are a lot of flyers, and I decided to throw this for content purposes. Thankfully, it gets a shield. You get to see the animation. Was that the right thing to do there? No, but sometimes I say I'm not going to do things for content and do them for content anyway. Regardless, at this point, if I want to win, I have to commit both of my shields, and I have to go for the Dark Pulse. The Dark Pulse should take out the remaining health the Giratina has. The Gusts, even though they're neutral damage, are adding up quite a bit, and we're fully expecting the Ampharos to come back in, so we pivot real quick to Defense Deoxys with our stored energy, throw the Psycho Boost, and bang, there goes Ampharos' remaining health, and that is GG's in another match. So, on that note, that is like 8 battles with Oblivion Wing, Yveltal. Let me know your thoughts on the team comp, and also Yveltal with Oblivion Wing. Do you think it has legit play or a legit role in some Open Ultra League battles? Or do you think it'll be better in Master League with Oblivion Wing versus Focus Blast? Xerneas will probably be coming also. I saw Henry put out a video on Xerneas in Master League, so maybe I'll mess around with it in some Ultra League battles. On that note, though, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Reesh!